Ladies and gentlemen, the stand-up comedian extraordinaire who's been doing stand-up comedy since the age of 15. He was at one time the voice of the Aflac duck. I think you are familiar with that. And he's also the voice of Lago, the parrot, on Aladdin.
Iago. Get it right.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's a Shakespearean reference.
I'm a total Anglo guy.
Bad enough I'm doing a show in somebody's apartment up a hill.
I know. It's always embarrassing.
Like
please
a
welcome
serial killer's house.
Please welcome. I never saw the show. I'm not unfamiliar with the Aladdin story.
Yes.
Please welcome Gilbert Gottfried is here.
Gilbert.
I feel bad now for Daniel because when we introduced Daniel Badrick, it was kind of like,
yeah, I know.
And then Gilbert Gottfried.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You get just a rousing ovation.
Yes. Well, the crowd here.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah. It's good to see you, Mr. Gottfried.
Yes. Thank you.
I will call you
show
Mr.
me some respect, damn it.
Until we kind of connect with one another.
That'll
Gilbert
never happen.
I will continue to call you Mr. Gottfried. Performing this weekend at the Tacoma Comedy Club. Tacoma, it's the gem in the South Puget Sound region there. And Gilbert is there this weekend, shows tonight and tomorrow night. And it's good that you're there this weekend because next weekend is Super Bowl Sunday and this town is shut and no one is going out.
True.
So you scheduled yourself appropriately.
Nailed it.
It's a little respite before the madness of next weekend. I was just saying right before we signed on that you and I had met one time previously, and I wonder if you
forget that time.
You could.
Obviously.
It was a Joni Mitchell tribute concert in New York City. Does that ring any bells with you?
Joni Mitchell tribute concert.
Yes.
Well, I attend those often. I never miss a Joni Mitchell tribute concert. Sometimes I'll fly in.
Yeah. It is weird that you were there.
I'll rent a jet.
What was your connection with the Joni Mitchell? You were there in an official capacity. And they flew us in. They flew in DJs from across the country in for this event, which was being aired on TNT or something. And the idea was that we were going to have access to all these superstar celebrities that were appearing in the Joni Mitchell tribute concert. And it was quite a lineup. It was James Taylor and Elton John. But every time Cyndi Lauper was there, and every time we were like, okay, Elton John's coming down. Get ready, Elton John's coming down. And then Elton John's not going to come down.
Oh, yeah.
And then Cyndi Lauper's coming down. Cyndi Lauper's not going to be able to make it. And the same thing with Gilbert. Gilbert Gottfried's coming down. Gilbert Gottfried did not make it. But we bumped into you anyhow somewhere.
So that was an exciting story. That was...
All right.
It wasn't like a long build-up to nothing. It was... you wonder when the big payoff's going to occur. And boy, oh boy, did you deliver.
Being at that Joni Mitchell tribute concert, I was wondering the same thing. When's the big payoff going to occur for us that have traveled across the country to meet the likes of Gilbert? I did meet you there, and I liked you. I thought you were genuinely a funny man. And
yes. And it means I have latent homosexual qualities. He's a funny man. Yes.
And I'll have you know that when the controversy erupted about you and the tsunami joke, I stood up for you. I said, the guy, it's stand-up comedy, for God's sake.
That's something they all forget. But in all fairness, Aflac fired me and used my name to get loads of free press, and then hired a guy to imitate me for less money, thus bringing closure to a horrible tragedy.
Did he not actually audition for the job by doing a Gilbert Gottfried impersonation?
The guy who's currently doing it said in an interview that he listened to tapes of me before, so it's like, I guess identity theft is not a crime with him.
Every comedian that I've ever had on for some reason we end up talking about the Aflac Duck gig, saying
yes.
it's the sweetest gig in all of entertainment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Couldn't they have just recorded you saying Aflac?
Yeah,
and
but
then
they used to have me keep coming in each time.
Why would they do that?
I think they figured since they were paying me, they were gonna
make you suffer.
So you got residuals off one word.
Yeah, and it was like I kind of felt they reacted like Claude Rains in Casablanca, if you remember that scene. You know, I'm shocked, shocked. It's like
When you was it a tweet? Was it?
I sent a couple of tweets like I always do.
Right.
Like I did with September 11th.
You did a 9/11 joke.
Yeah.
Actually, you did that on stage, right?
Yeah. And I remember, and it was like about 3 days after September 11th. And it was in New York at the Hugh Hefner roast. And I said, I have to leave early tonight. I couldn't get a direct flight. We have to make a stop at the Empire State Building. And people were booing and hissing and getting up from their chairs. One guy yelled too soon, which I thought meant I didn't take a long enough pause between the setup and punchline. And I thought, I should have went 2, 3, 4 Empire State Building, and it would have worked better. Then I go into the aristocrats.
Hold on. No, I want to know.
Don't shut me up.
We've got to move on. We've got Daniel Kirkpatrick. Did you hear the?
He's probably going to tell the Joni Mitchell story.
Please not. Please don't.
And then Paul McCartney was coming down, but he didn't come down.
He did not come down.
And Tennessee Ernie Ford said he was coming down.
I want to know when you were.
Andy Williams said he was coming down, and he didn't. George Goebel
No one
said
came down.
He was coming
It was a very
down,
sad moment in my
but
broadcast.
He didn't come. Charo said she was coming down, and she never came down.
It's better when he tells it, Marty. I got to say. It's still not paying off.
I know. He's a talent. There's no doubt
really
about
is
it.
better.
I want to know when you were crafting that 9/11 joke or the Aflac joke. Did you? Was there a little voice in your head that said maybe it's too soon or no?
Well, see, that I always never understood. It's like when they say like tragedy plus time equals comedy, and I feel like, well, number one, why wait? What's who decides on the date you can do it?
Right.
And what really is so hypocritical is if you wait till it's allegedly okay, then what you're saying is, I waited, so screw those people who died. And that makes me a good person.
Right.
Yeah.
At least doing it too soon means I acknowledge, I'm aware that it's a tragedy. When you wait, then you're saying, oh, no, see, I waited. I'm really nice.
But you must have known, being in New York City, telling a 9/11 joke 3 days after this horrific incident.
You'd think it was a bad thing.
Yeah. Well, no. And even that, but I'm just wondering, even if you were like saying, it's like I'm living by my own code here, by my own philosophy, and I'm willing to stick with it, but you must have thought, I'm going to get some blowback on this. And does that not faze you? You're just like,
No. I always think twice on everything and do it anyway.
Right.
And that was funny. I mean, it is a funny
Yeah.
joke. I mean, so you write material and then you're excited to share it, probably.
Oh, yes. Yeah. But the funny thing is, then I followed it by doing, after I was standing there at the podium for what felt like 2,000 years after that. And I go into the aristocrats, that's incest and bestiality, and they're exploding, laughing, and applauding. And it's like, so terrorist is bad taste, but incest and bestiality is
totally fine.
Yeah.
Well, the New Yorkers love that.
Just like I always feel people pick and choose what to get offended by. Like it's a smorgasbord.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like, and I'm as guilty as anybody, because like when the news was coming out about Mel Gibson, and they said he was drunk driving, made anti-Semitic remarks talking about the Jews, and then he made these sexual remarks to the policewoman, started making insulting remarks about blacks, punched his wife while she was holding that baby. And after all this, all I could think is, wait. What did he say about the Jews? Like, I'm willing to let it go. The other stuff, like, all right, everyone has a bad day. But the Jews, what did he...
Yes. Well, everyone's got to live it. So good. So good. What was the meeting like with the Aflac people when they fired you?
No meeting whatsoever. I found out online.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, I just logged into, I just turned on the computer and like every news site, it's been announced. No one ever called me.
So how did they? Was it a press release?
Yes. It was like all over the place. My agent didn't even know about it.
Something I did not know until this morning was that Aflac does 75% of its business in Japan. Were you aware of that little statistic?
I should have done more research, I guess.
Who was fronting that whole duck business?
And I'm sure in all of Japan, they log on to my website like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. My Twitter account is immense over there. My Twitter account is Real Gilbert.
Yeah, Real Gilbert. Yes, I saw a lot of shout-outs to you this morning. We're excited to have you in town. What do you still like doing the stand-up comedy? Is it an enjoyable
I go
experience?
wherever someone waves a check in my face.
Yeah, really?
This is my favorite.
Yes. Is what right now in your routine, is there anything in your routine that borders on the too soon? Anything?
Hopefully.
Yeah. Anything where the crowd goes, oh, I can't.
Just like I got in trouble, they censored me on the Emmys. I was once an Emmy presenter, and it was right after Pee Wee Herman got arrested for masturbating. And I went on. They said, if masturbation's a crime, I should be on death row. And I, and how do they prove it? Do they dust for prints? and I got censored on the West Coast thing, and it's like. Then, like a couple of months later, Seinfeld does an entire episode on masturbation, and then it's like, oh, genius.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh, that's frustrating. That is. But it did go out on the East Coast.
On the East Coast, it went
was
out.
live. Yeah.
But then the producer, was like, they were sending out apologies. One TV critic called it a sneak attack on the American public.
Oh, my God. That's...
When you walk off stage and you've done something like that, does everyone just like eyes down, like, oh, we can't make eye contact with him? He's totally disappointed us. Is that the kind of reaction you get from the actual people working on the show?
I find it's like I definitely understand how like the House of Un-American Activities could happen. Because once someone's out, they go, oh, don't look at him, don't look at him.
Yeah. Back to the Aflac Duck gig, which again, sweetest gig ever. The audition process for that, did they come to you and say you are the Aflac Duck?
No,
it's perfect.
They had me come in, and me and Sir Ben Kingsley were up for it.
That would have been good.
Really? That's what I was thinking when I read about this guy who did an impersonation of you to get the gig. I was like, he should have created an alternate Aflac Duck personality, like Aflac.
And I love how they call it the new voice of the. And I go, okay, where's the new part?
Yeah. Is this you here? Hold on here. I'm going to play Aflac Duck, but this is, I think, the very first Aflac commercial.
Aflac.
Now, is that you?
No.
That's not you.
That's someone else.
Aflac. Well, who's that guy?
No, that's horrible.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
that is horrible.
God.
Yeah, that's like someone who recognizes me in the street and goes into a bad imitation of me.
Does when you do something like the Emmys, they know that you're controversial or that you're going to be funny?
Yeah,
do they say, hey, we got to have you toned down, man, or do they just say, well, that's why we had him?
You know what was funny on that show is also on the show was Sam Kinison. So everybody was worried about Sam Kinison. They weren't worried about me.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, he was like cracking up. Because he worked totally clean and safe and wholesome, and I got in trouble.
Aren't you working off? You're working off a teleprompter there. So do you go off script to tell this joke?
I obviously wasn't following.
Because I'd like to see the scroll.
On the teleprompter, run my masturbation.
I would think you'd slip the teleprompter operator, your notes right before saying, "Hey, feed this."
No, not me.
Feed this.
They said to me beforehand. They said, "Go out there and have fun." And I thought, "What's more fun than masturbation?" So,
well done. Were you also credited with doing one of the early Challenger disaster jokes?
I've done them, but I don't think I was really the inventor of them.
Oh, I'd always heard that you were the one who came up with the "What does NASA stand for? Need another 7 astronauts."
No, I wish.
Marty.
Too soon.
Yeah,
Marty.
that's really wrong. That's so.
That's not.
Yeah,
If I had a gig to lose, I'd lose it. I swear.
And I remember there was another joke around that same time, because in that same year there was the poison Tylenol going around.
Oh, yeah, of course. That originated here, by the way. That was a Seattle
very
crazy
good.
woman. Yeah.
Something to be proud of.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the joke then was the space shuttle and Tylenol, it's a bad year for capsules.
That's too soon, Gilbert. That's too soon.
That is fantastic.
And I forget, what was it Sally Ride was the woman astronaut on that?
Wasn't she?
No,
was she on that?
Kristen McAuliffe. It was the teacher. That was the one that everyone was
They
upset
said,
about.
what was McCullough's last words? Hey, what's this button for? Yeah.
Too soon.
Oh, my God. We can totally laugh now, can't we?
Yes.
It still feels wrong.
Yes.
So there's nothing, you don't hear a joke ever that, Kramer does or anybody and go, that kind of was, if it was a bad joke, maybe you don't like it, right?
It is so crazy. It's like, well, like now you can, Titanic, you could say, oh, I went on a date. That was a regular Titanic. And,
Yeah, right.
And it's like, and then like a year after what happened in Japan, funny newscasters, funny weathermen were going, hey, tomorrow's a regular tsunami. And it's like, oh, so this is okay.
Yeah. I know. That's got to be frustrating for you. Have you worked this experience into your routine at all? The ups and downs?
No, that would be too current. I'm still working on my Robert Mitchum imitation. I still go up there and go, hey, how about that Linda Evans on the Big Valley? That's a good show, isn't it?
Linda Evans is coming down. Oh, no, she's not.
No, she's not.
She's not coming down.
Do you remember being at that event now that you've gone there? Do you actually remember meeting this man in any...
Well, not meeting me necessarily. I just want to know if you remember the event.
What I remember most about the event is everybody thought Elton John was coming down. But then he didn't come down.
Oh, so frustrating.
And then everyone thought Gary Puck and the Union Gap were coming down, and they didn't come down.
I bet he can keep this going, Marty. I bet he has more names.
Everyone thought Peter Frampton was coming down, but he didn't come down.
I want to do an MRI on Gilbert's brain right now and watch it firing. Okay, I need a pop culture reference.
Captain and Tennille.
Everyone thought Engelbert Humperdinck was coming down, but he wasn't coming down.
Did Joni Mitchell come down, Marty?
Joni Mitchell didn't have anything to do with the whole show.
She
wanted nothing to do with the entire stuff.
So she didn't come down.
Wow, that's a shame. She's a hack. She really is.
It was so sad. We were all huddled down in this dank concrete room waiting for someone to grant us access.
Could Joni Mitchell have made it in any other time period than the one she made it
Other than in the 60s? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
There are some people that are so stuck in their time period.
Yeah. We saw a show Bob Dylan, Van Morrison, and Joni Mitchell were all in the bill, and she ruined every time she was there. She just ruined it. It was just depressing as hell.
I'm not sure. Dylan didn't really bring it there either. Oh, there's no way.
We were there. Pam was there. My sister was there. They all rocked, and then Joni Mitchell.
Maybe I'm confused. Maybe I'm thinking of Paul Simon and Bob Dylan played a show together at the Gorge, and they tried to, and Dylan tried to bring in the Art Garfunkel harmonies. Oh, no. That did not work.
It is to you, Mrs. Robinson.
You're good at that.
What? Yeah.
Just
wait.
See, yes.
Paul Simon calls you up
Yeah.
for a quick performance at the Joni Mitchell tribute show. On your Wikipedia page, it describes you as having a trademark style of speaking in a loud, grating tone of voice and squinting. How much of that is really Gilbert Gottfried, and how much of it is
and how much did I steal from Perry Como?
That's right.
Because, I remember everyone was saying Perry Como's coming down, and he's going to sing That's Impossible, but he never came down and sang That's Impossible.
I will never tell that story again.
No, let's hope not.
Joni Mitchell.
Why you told it in the first place? I'm still trying.
You
to
were
figure
involved.
out.
I was trying to bond. I was trying a special bonding experience.
Well, it worked.
It's true. The next time
I feel so much closer to you.
The next time we meet, and I tell you the story about the time that nobody came down, that'll be fantastic. Oh my God!
No, he's gonna start it when he sees you and go. And Chicago tried to come down, and they never came down. You'll never live the end of it.
Gosh.
Did anyone come down, Marty? Did anyone come down?
Well, Gilbert came down in a way. I mean, I think he was trying to get out of the building, and we were like, jammed a microphone in his face. Oh, joy! How much did that Aflac job pay? That must have been a good paying gig.
Yeah, any job that gives me any money is a good paying gig.
Good paying
I'm
gig.
trying to remember the name of someone. Now I've got a mental block.
Of somebody who came down?
Damn it! Yes,
Really?
yes, yes. What was her name?
Oh, a woman.
Like a DD or everyone said Kiki D was coming down, but she didn't come down.
Brilliant one.
With the Elton John thing, Kiki D could have been there.
And she probly would have come down. I bet you she was the nicer of that
She
team.
was going to sing a medley of her hit.
Gilbert Gottfried is performing this weekend in Tacoma, and he has new material now. Now he has some new.
No.
I'm not sure it'll go over all that well with that Tacoma crowd. My guess is, my feeling, my sense of Tacoma is nothing is off limits there.
I hope
Nothing is off
Yes.
limits. So,
But then watch, I'll be banned from Tacoma. Yeah.
Yeah, I doubt.
Oh, and I'm in Playboy I'm not showing my penis, but I'm in Playboy.
Oh, that was over the line. Why did he have to say penis on this show?
Yeah, dick.
Yeah.
I'm not showing my cock.
Much better. Thank you. We'll edit that out for the West Coast.
Oh, okay.
The East Coast is totally used to hearing cock on this show, but the West Coast, we're trying
I
to
was
protect it.
referring to, I talk about roosters.
Of course. Playboy, really?
Yeah, I wrote an article about how women always claim they love a guy that turned on by a guy with a sense of humor.
Yes, been said.
Yeah, I said it was bullshit. Or for the West Coast, it was baloney.
So polite.
That is awesome. Now we can edit perfectly.
He's really cleaned it up.
I said baloney.
Yeah.
Well, that's a nice job to have gotten. Although, sadly, I'm not sure what's Playboy's subscription rate like right now.
I don't know. Does anyone get any magazines anymore?
Yeah. We've all been, just numbed to that stuff by the internet.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You seemed like you know too much about it.
Yes,
like you're going to go into this whole...
Oh, I only know about kiddie porn. That's the only thing. I stay away from the harder stuff. But...
Kitty, like Kitty porn?
Yes.
Okay, good.
That was for the West Coast. That's we're keeping it clean. For the West Coast.
I like in movies when they'll have like gangsters and cops going, for forget you, man.
Yeah, I know.
Like, who says forget you? You know, it's really.
Yeah. Is there a reel of you doing like a Disney film or something where you're just totally foul-mouthed and you kept it to yourself?
I'm
gotta hear that.
I'm sure probably someone is hiding tape somewhere.
But you don't keep it clean necessarily when you're just riffing
when
or
I
having
was doing
fun.
it, a lot of times, because they let me improvise a lot, and so then they'd have to stop me and go, "Oh yeah, the parrot shouldn't say dick. It's just wrong."
The fuck Aladdin.
Yes.
And you're just like, Gilbert, please.
I'm always I would think Disney requires anyone participating in one of their productions, they do like a 30-year background check on you to make sure you're squeaky clean. How the hell did you manage to squeak
a
through
urine
that?
test and
Yes.
everything.
Yeah, but no, they just were going for the voice. They could care less.
Yes.
All right.
That's awesome.
I'm going to have to talk to those Disney people, be more thorough. Because your background is shady.
Yes,
In fact, your foreground is shady.
Yes.
You're not even trying to hide the shadiness. All right. It is truly a pleasure to have you here, Gilbert. Thanks so much for making the time to come to our little apartment here.
And my website's gilbertgottfried.com. I already said that.
No, you did not.
Gilbertgottfried.com.
And your Twitter handle is
Real Gilbert.
Real Gilbert.
Because
Real
there were
Gilbert.
some fake Gilberts probably
Yes,
out there.
there were.
Yeah.
There were fake for my website and my Twitter.
What's your next voice gig? Because you do. You have a very distinct voice. It's like you should be using it all the
Probably
time.
I'll be the voice of CNN. I
Oh,
don't know.
You want to try it now? You want to try your little edition?
CNN! Yes.
You know, they need something to shake it up a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Seriously. God, that's good. That's good.
CNN. Can we just take that and sell it to CNN?
Oh, yes.
We can totally do that.
Well, we'll get a guy in here to voice his CNN.
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
play what you just did.
Yeah,
We'll
you'll
say,
play it for a guy who works for $1 a week.
Yes.
And he'll do it.
Aflac.
who was that
That's
guy?
terrible.
Who
It
is
is
that
bad.
guy?
Yeah.
Seriously, that's terrible.
Fucking rip
Like
off.
you're
It
gonna
is
like
bad. It's-
nuance.
It is. Have the real thing.
Yes.
It is. It's quite
Seriously?
different. It's
Like
pretty.
you guys are
flat.
Aflac.
It's flat.
That guy came before you, I think.
I beg your pardon?
I think.
Can you say that?
Not on the West Coast, Marty. Come on, clean it up. And then Eddie Van Halen came down, but he didn't come down. That was the one that was stuck in my mind.
I'm waiting for Daniel Kirkpatrick. When he's on this show, no one will
There'll
make
be
fun
some
of me.
respect.
I'll tell you.
Maybe he won't come down, Marty. We don't know.
Maybe.
Luckily, he's standing right over there.
That would be fitting if Daniel Kirkpatrick just didn't show for the second half of the show. Gilbert, really a pleasure having you here. You are a genuinely funny man. I encourage people to come out and see you. Tacoma Comedy Club this weekend, shows tonight and tomorrow night. Gilbert, be well, sir. Be well.
yes.
And we'll be
Thank
listening
you.
for you.
And can I just say before I go, Dino, Desi, and Billy was supposed to come down, and they didn't come down. Wilson Phillips was supposed to come down, and they didn't.
It's true. I do kind of love this game. I want him to stay and keep going. I do.
I feel sorry for Adam from the Tacoma Comedy Club because the whole way back to the hotel it's going to be, and Barbara Eden was supposed to come down. Man, if Adam doesn't have a gun in his mouth by this afternoon, you're like, I can't take it anymore.
Jack Albertson was supposed to come down, and he didn't come down.
I don't even know who Jack Albertson is.
Yes, Dan Blocker was supposed to come down.
Oh, all right. Thank you,
Martin
Gilbert.
Landau was supposed to come down, but he didn't come down.
The voice of CNN, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
Oh, boy. Walter Cronkite was supposed to come down, but he didn't. I can't stop now.
Huntley and Brinkley was supposed to come down, but they didn't. Rowan and Martin was supposed to come down.
That's too early, actually, because the year was they were dead already.
The Hudson brothers was supposed to reunite.
Cheech and Chong, Marty, were supposed to come down.
I'm gonna have PTSD after this show. I'm gonna be like, anytime I hear Elton John now, they'll be like, oh God, he was supposed to come down, but he didn't come down. And God forbid Joni Mitchell comes on the radio. That'll be tormenting. Gilbert, thank you very much, sir, for being here.
Thank you.
I'm saying goodbye now for the 8th time.
Rich Little was supposed to come down, but he didn't come down.
All right. Gilbert Gottfried, Tacoma Comedy Club this weekend. Fantastic stand-up comic. Seriously, I'm going to fire him. I'm going to fire him from this show.
Doug Henning was supposed to come down, but he didn't come down.
They're all perfect.
Seriously, they are perfect.
They are. Because he's got it in his wheelhouse. The minor characters still in that time period. Oh my God!
Bruce Boxleitner was supposed to come down, but nobody cared.
Nobody
that he didn't come down.
Okay, Eddie Money was supposed to come down.
Fiona Apple was supposed to come down, but she didn't come down.
Okay. I have
both of the people who played Darren on Bewitched, Dick York and Dick Sargent, were both supposed to come down holding hands, and they never came down together or separately.
Only one of them was gay. Oh, do not smear. Wait.
The guy that played Larry Tate, the boss, was supposed to come down.
Oh, my God. All right.
I don't think he's done. Yet.
I could turn his mic off, but it's just too good.
He's loud enough he'd come through.
The original actress who played Marilyn on the Munsters before Pat Priest was supposed to come down. The two guys who replaced the guys that played the Dukes of Hazzard while they were on strike were supposed to come down.
It was a really sad event, is what we're trying to get. In case you hadn't heard that,
I see.
The point is no one came down.
I see.
And
I
and
don't
with
want to
that,
encourage him.
we close the show down. Gilbert, thank you so much. I don't want to cut you off because you're on a roll, but I'm cutting you off.
Yeah.
All right, people. Hey, by the way, we have a... Gilbert, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Florence Henderson was going to come down.
Shirley Jones was supposed to
I couldn't stop. I'm sorry.
All right. Don't feed the fire, people.
Really a pleasure.
We have a special edition of the podcast I want to make you aware of on Sunday. This Sunday, we're doing a special Sunday brunch edition of the Marty Riemer Show podcast with the wonderful Kim Ritchie performing. She's supposed to come down, but she may not.
The guy who played Cousin It on the Addams Family was supposed to come down.
You kind of deserve it, Marty, because you told the story to start it.
It was a great story.
Yeah.
It was a great story. It was a great way to connect.
Oh, boy.
All right. Besides that, we should be talking about the Super Bowl anyhow, so all of this is distracting.
Terry Bradshaw was supposed to come down, but he did not come down. Sorry. It's over, Marty. Just end the show.
Yeah, seriously, we should just end the show. Daniel's not going to show up now anyhow.
No,
Richard Sherman was supposed to come down.
Arthur Treacher was supposed to come down, and he never came down.
Ladies and gentlemen, following his appearance on such esteemed media outlets as New Day Northwest, God, those guys steal every one of our acts.
They do.
I believe you guys need to
Don't be afraid, Daniel. Don't be afraid. Just push him aside.
Is he coming down?
Thank you so much.
Oh, my God.
Pleasure.
I don't think I can stop.